you're welcome back to the Afrofood Diary. Welcome back. This week's yummy episode and meal diary will start with a breakfast, a very simple and lazy day breakfast. We're going to be doing some cereal and just a mix of different kinds of cereal and some strawberries. You can use any berries of your choice. I used carrot here, but you can also slice up some apples and put on it, and then milk, and that is our lazy morning breakfast, guys. Next, I just thought to make a very quick and simple soup. This is the kind of soup you make and finish the same day or the same weekend, like a very light straightforward soup, like no stress. So I've blended some ataro dough and habanero pepper, added to the pot of already boiling meat, a little bit of palm oil, and I'm going to be using mackerel for this, so I just salted it and set it aside for now. Next, as our meat is steaming, as the pot is steaming, I added some iru, but you can skip that if you don't have it available. In goes some crayfish. This is a very sharp kind of soup. You know, those kind of soup that is really light. It doesn't need to be thick at all, so you won't see me use any special thickener for this soup. I'm going to be using some spinach. I'm trying my hands on this very big leaf kind of spinach today, okay? But normally I use baby spinach, but for now I'm going to be trying these big ones. So I've washed it thoroughly with a little bit of salt, and I'm going to have to just slice it. It feels like ugu when you're slicing it, okay? But watch on as I will show you what else, like how to treat this vegetable before you add it to your soup. So when you do this for your vegetable, just add a little bit of salt and already boiling water. This will get rid of the excess color in this vegetable, and at the same time it wouldn't introduce a lot of water into your soup, okay? The vegetable will appear firm and green in the soup, healthy and beautiful. So this is what you have. Just when you pour in the hot water, drain it off almost immediately, and add very cold water to it to stop the cooking process, okay? So here the soup is been boiling, and I'm going to add the mackerel at this point directly into the pot. You can decide to steam your mackerel, pre-steam it before you add to your soup, but on this day, like I told us, I'm just doing everything sharp. I had some leftover peppered momo and shaki, so I just added them to the pot as well. Allow that to boil for good 10 minutes, and this is the soup we have here. At this point, I'm satisfied with the thickness as well. It's not really a very thick kind of soup, exactly what I'm looking for this particular day. So I added the already blanched vegetable. You can see how green they look, at the same time firm, and it wouldn't like, there is nothing else to wilt in this vegetable. So as soon as you add it, stir it together. Everything in the pot is already properly cooked, so just stir it together, taste for salt, and your soup is ready. Here we have it. The last thing I did this time around is make a pepper stew. You know, there are times when you get tired of tomatoes. So we got to that point. So I decided to just quickly make a pepper stew. You can also call it pepper sauce, you know. So I decided to use just green vegetables, something to look different from tomatoes. But of course, you can use your red bell peppers to achieve the same result. But the green ones is my choice for this particular one. So I'm going to just cut that up and put in my food processor. I'm going to blend that in a bit and start making the sauce or stew. So again, just for that different kind of flavor, I'm going to be using palm oil, but you can use vegetable oil as well. So as soon as my oil bleaches, I'm going to add a good amount of purple onions. I use purple onions for this particular dish because I love the flavor, I love the taste, and I just love the general outcome of the food. So the rest of the cooking process is like when you're making tomato stew. I just added the blended peppers at this point. I didn't have a lot of time, so I just added it directly. But if you wish, you could go ahead and strain the peppers. But I figured since it's just a vegetable, not a very strong one at that, I decided to just leave the fluid and everything in it. So I just let it steam. I think it steamed for like 10 minutes, and this is what I had. I already added some seasoning cube, and I added some crayfish and some other spices like dry thyme, curry powder, and this store-bought chicken stock. Okay, this is a very quick kind of sauce and stew to make, and when I make it very plain. I don't add any other thing to it, so that I can just freestyle with it over the week, like grilled chicken and add on the side, or maybe fish. So this pepper stew is pretty ready. Feel free to make this to your own taste using your choice of spices, using any oil of your choice. So like I said, I made this sauce very plain. So some days I just add chicken and some days I fry fish like I'm doing right here, just to pair with the dish. It could be rice, it could be plantain, you could eat it with yam, you can do potatoes. I love the sauce because it's quite versatile. Okay, so there we have it, guys. I think this is exactly where we'll draw the curtain for this week's Meal Diary. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate you. Do have a lovely weekend and a beautiful week ahead. Bye.